All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few walk who may be listening. It's your brother Batak from the GMS camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. And Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. All right, the title of this lesson is We Will Be Hated of All Men response. It's a response to the brother Ramakia in Miami. And shout out to all those brothers in the whole South Florida church, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, etc. Some beautiful brothers down there. And, just a side note, if brothers can, have the funds and the opportunities to travel to other cities and to break bread with brothers in these other cities, I would suggest you do so because it's a beautiful thing, man, and you meet a lot of beautiful brothers. All right. And also when brothers come and visit you in your home base, it's a beautiful thing to be able to roll out the red carpet for the men of the Lord and to fellowship with brothers, man. So as much as possible, you should be trying to do that. All right. But like I said, the lesson that he did was titled "We Will Be Hated of All Men." And he was going into how these people, eventually the Lord is going to put a spirit on these people that's going to have them directing all their hatred at us, the men of the Lord. All right. Now you see the revelation of these EP files and all this debauchery that these elites and Esau is involved in. But none of these people are revolting. None of these people have a problem, But that's because, they're of the same spirit as these leaders and these elites, so-called elites that rule over them. So they don't, as wild as that shit sounds that's being revealed, it doesn't bother them. They're never going to do anything about it. All right. But the problem that they're going to have is with the men of the Lord, because our spirit is contrary to their spirit and we're against this kingdom. They want to stay here forever, man. They want America to last forever. All right. They want this devil to rule over them forever because they hate Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but we're not in that spirit. And, eventually they're going to get to a point where, the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to reveal their true feelings about him. And they're going to do that by coming against us. OK, but hey, it is what it is. We know what we signed up for, and we know that the Lord is going to deliver the elect ultimately. And we just working, with the hopes of being a part of that, man. All right. This is Matthew chapter 5 and verse 11. It says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake." And that's what's getting ready to happen. All right. They're going to start making fake videos with these AI. I think they call it a deep fake. But, taking one of your videos or a video of you and putting different words on the video, having you saying all type of crazy shit that you didn't say, all type of things, false accusations. Brothers are going to get locked up. Some brothers are going to get put to death. We're going to be fugitives out here, because this devil is going to come down with great wrath, and he's going to point the finger at us because he can't touch the Lord. He can't touch Yahushai. We're what's the closest thing that he can reach for, in that of that ilk, so to say. So he's gonna try to stop the Lord by stopping us, but it's not gonna work. All right, and hey, if you gotta lay your life down for this truth, you should be glad and rejoice. All the men of not all, but a vast majority of the prophets of old laid their life down for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, was persecuted wrongfully and put to death for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and they died in the truth, man. And that's what, if that happens to you, you're going to die in this truth and you're going to come back with Yahushai and destroy this fucking place on the first thing smoking. So, hey, it's nothing to fret about, it's nothing to get upset about or get offended about. And that's why you need to be preparing your mind now. And that's why the scriptures go into what the possibilities are when you're in this truth, man, and the possible outcomes that may happen, what other people of the world might try to do to you. So you can prepare yourself mentally for that time if you have to deal with that. All right. But hey, it'll be a blessing to lay your life down for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because guess what? Yahushai laid his life down for us. All right. And he couldn't wiggle his way out of it. He tried to ask the Lord to to stop from happening, but it had to happen. All right. So, hey, whatever we got to go through and whatever has to happen to us for us to get to the kingdom, we're going to go through it, man. Lord willing. This is verse 12. It says, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So like I said, all the vast majority of the prophets of old was put to death. All of the prophets of old received persecution and accusations and all that. All right. So, hey, we in good company. If this is the price that we got to pay, we willing to pay it. All right, because the reward that we're going to receive is going to be greater than anything, and it's going to be eternal. It's not going to be just for 1,000 years or just for 500 years. Our reward is going to be an eternal reward. And hey, if you get an opportunity to stand for the Lord on that level, it's a blessing and it's a privilege. All right. This is John chapter 15 and verse 18. It says, if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. And that's the thing. These people, like I said, they really hate the Lord the most. They really hate Yahweh Shai the most. But because they can't do anything to Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, hey, we the next best thing, man. So they're going to try to attack the Lord through attacking us, which is not going to do nothing. All right. Except make their punishment worse and, continue to try and prove us to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, whether you have to go to jail for this truth, whether you have to, put your life on the line for this truth, all you're doing is proving yourself that you really dedicated to the Lord and sacrificing your required, you making yourself a living sacrifice. All right. So, hey, it's nothing they can really do, man. All you got to focus on is, not being offended if your number get called. Hey, at the end of the day, that's a possibility for all of us. And we all got to mentally be prepared for that. This is verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. All right. And, deep down in these people's spirits, especially these Jakes, they understand that this place is not going to go on forever. They understand that this place is wicked. They're just in agreement with the wickedness. So they don't care, They want this place to continue on so they can keep committing adultery. They can keep getting high, taking cocaine and pills and all that shit, all type of other substances, continue smoking weed, so they can continue just being wicked. But hey, guess what? The Lord is not down with that. And the Lord has selected certain individuals to not be down with that as well, and Lord willing, we endure with this same spirit so we can get the fuck out of here, man. All right. But these people, they know that this place is going to get destroyed deep down in their spirit, even if it's not a conscious understanding. Subconsciously, they understand that. And, they're going to hate you for the fact that the Lord chose you, Lord willing, to get the fuck up out of here, man. And to have the right spirit while you was here, because it ain't. Yeah, ultimately the goal is to receive salvation, but the way you receive salvation is by putting in the work now. All right. And these people, they don't got the fucking integrity. They don't got the discipline. They don't got the spirit to be able to endure what we enduring right now in this place, man. All right. Like the scriptures say, with much wisdom comes much sorrow. This place sucks. And the more we get into this truth and the more understanding that the Lord gives unto us, the more difficult it is for us to walk through this place every day looking at this bullshit, man. It's a labor. All right. We ready to get the fuck up out of here. That's why you got to just get your mind right. And hey, if you got to lay your life down for this place, at least you're going to be the fuck up out of here and with the Lord, man. Okay. This verse 20, it says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So, hey, Yahweh Shai had to deal with this. And all the prophets of old had to deal with this, most of which got put to death. All right. So we're not better than them. We're not above them. We entered into their labor. So, hey, guess what? That we might have to deal with that, too. All right. As a part of the job. And hey, we mentally are preparing ourselves for that moment, man. If it comes. All right. And like the brother Ramak said in this video, hey, this is something that's in the scriptures. All right. these people coming against us and persecuting us. Not now, Jake already got a problem. These people already got a problem when they see us on the street. But I'm talking about real persecution. Jake getting put on the news. Jake having federal agencies looking for him. Bounties on your head. Things like this is going to happen, man. And it says it here. So that's why, it's important to stay reading. It's important to understand what you're involved in, like the Apostle Gabar always goes into, and all of the men of the Lord go into, the elders and apostles on down. All right. So that you don't get offended if your number get called. Because, hey, I may have to put it on the line for the Lord. You may have to put it on the line for the Lord. A brother that you got love for may have to put it on the line for the Lord. And guess what? Hey, guess what? The Apostle Tahar may have to put it on the line for the Lord. But guess what? We're gonna pray for the Spirit to do that. And have faith, have courage, and not give a fuck. Be bold and fuck these devils. They're going to do what they're going to do. It's not going to stop nothing that's about to happen. All right. And that's that. This is verse 21. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. All right. And that's the thing. These people, they got the Lord fucked up. They got a misunderstanding. All right. They think that there's things they can do that's going to stop what's about to happen, and there's nothing they can do about it. But like I said, they can't do nothing to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, so they're going to reach for the closest thing closest to that. And that's the men of the Lord down here doing this work. All right. This is verse 22. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not sinned, but now they have no cloak for their sin. And like the scriptures say, and the brother brought it out in this video, they hateth he that rebuketh in the gate. All right, roughly paraphrasing. These people, now that the men of the Lord have been out on the highways and byways, since the 60s, rebuking these niggas, rebuking Jake, rebuking Esau, they don't have no cloak for their sin no more. Just like when Yahweh Shai was on the scene and he was rebuking all those wicked ass Jakes back then, they didn't have no cloak for their sin, and that offended them, man. So they came against the Lord for that. And that's what they're going to try to do to us. All right. And yeah, whoever has to lay their life down, they're going to do that. And they're going to do it like a man. Whoever got to go to jail or whatever, they're going to do that, and they're going to do it like a man. All right. But it's not going to stop nothing. And these people are still going to be held accountable for everything that they do, whether they try to get rid of us or not. All right. Verse 23, he that hateth me hateth my Father also. And that's the thing. Like I said, these people, number one, hate the Lord first and foremost, man. Period. Number two, they hate Yahweh Shai. All right. We just catching, we're the ones that are shouldering the burden of that right now. Number one, because we got to pay the price for the things that we did in the past. And number two, because the Lord and Yahweh Shai are untouchable for these. These people can't touch them. And when Yahweh Shai come back and he right in their face, they're going to get their ass dusted the fuck off. All right. Verse 24, it says, if I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not sinned. But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father. All right. And it's the same thing with us. All right. Ain't nobody else out here going out on the highways and byways week in, week out, doing these videos week in, week out, teaching 100% truth, rebuking these Jakes, rebuking these devils, not talking about building communities in hell, not talking about how they got a beautiful wife and a beautiful family and they riding in something crazy. All right. Not having rap concerts, not having Hebrew wrestling matches. All right. Steak and potatoes, man. The 100% truth. That's it. Ain't nobody else doing that. All right. And these people can't have no excuse no more. They can't say they didn't know. This all over the internet. Brothers are all over the world, not just in America, but all over the world, Craig. In cities, in the major concourses, in the major places of traffic in the cities, casting his kingdom down. In the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. These people don't got no excuse. And they hate you for taking that away from them. All right. Not that it would matter. But hey, the Lord is righteous. The Lord is going to give Jake an opportunity to repent. And the way he does that is by putting his men out on the highways and byways with correction. And those who will receive the correction will receive it, and those who not going to receive the correction, they're going to get destroyed with this Edomite, man. Salakia. All right. And they see, they hate the Lord for that. They want to be able to do whatever they want to do and then still receive salvation, like JC taught them. But that's not real, man. JC is not real. All right. Verse 25, it says, but this cometh to pass that the world might be, Salakia, but this cometh to pass that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. All right. And just like that was fulfilled, hey, the fact that we're going to get persecuted is written in the law, which is the scriptures, and that's going to be fulfilled as well. So get your mind prepared, get your mind ready, and don't be offended in that, man. All right? Stay prayed up, and just understand that we almost out of here, man. These people are on their last fucking leg, period. It ain't no coming back. It ain't going to be no comeback, bounce back. This ain't the fucking New England Patriots versus the Atlanta Falcons. These niggas losing, man, and they're going to keep losing, and then the Lord is going to come back and destroy them. All right? So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the men of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akwal who may be listening. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. Until next time, Kwam Yasharala Wab.